Well then folks, looky here, we have the brand spanking new 2021 Honda Goldwing Tour. Ooh, let's go BTMF.
Down in the
So the 2021 Honda Goldwing Tour. The Goldwing is the flagship model in Honda's touring range, and the Goldwing Tour is the flagship model of the Goldwing. So expect something special. Now the Tour has the same 1833cc liquid-cooled flat 6-cylinder engine kicking out 125 bhp at round about 5,500 revs, but a stonking 170 newton meters at only 4,500 revs. The Tour DCT version weighs in at 390 kilograms, has a 21 litre tank, and a seat height of 745 millimeters. The Tour edition comes with a huge 61 litre back box, enough to fit 2 full face lids in, and there's an additional 60 litres with the side panniers. Enough room even to get Dickie Vegas's wardrobe in there. The bike comes with handy USB power outputs for both the rider and Pillion. The Pillion has full control of both their own heated seat and the sound system. I can see trouble ahead there. It has comfier seats than the standard Goldwing model. They've even upgraded the audio system and speakers for the Tour model specifically. It comes with dual LED fog lights, and believe it or not, you can even have an airbag. Yep, an airbag. But what is it like to ride?
So I've gone through built up areas. What's it like? Well, I tell you what, for a bike that is nearly 400 kilograms, 396 kilograms I believe this thing is, this bike is incredibly stable. All that weight is right down, it's literally under your feet almost, that's how it feels. The bike just glides round corners. It is beautifully stable. And even at, even at national speeds, going around fast sweeping bends, this bike just feels absolutely planted. It's also got oh god, I can't even remember what you call it. When you come to a standstill after a second or two, the engine just cuts out. What do they call that? The word has left me, I'm sorry. And then all you need to do is just apply a little bit of throttle and the engine kicks back in and off you go. So the 2021 Honda Goldwing Tour. What's she like? Well, we are out on some glorious back roads here in deepest, darkest Surrey. Whoa. And that was a pheasant. Nearly. I sort of step out and thought, oh, it's okay, it'll turn. It didn't. They are the dumbest animals ever. Now this is quite bumpy old roads. The suspension, as you can see there, is working hard. And I am hardly feeling a thing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is everything that you think it's going to be. I've said it before, the Honda Goldwing is like the Maybach of motorcycles. This thing is the epitome of luxury. As luxurious as motorcycling can get, really. If you want to travel 2 up with your morning suit in the back, a change of attire for the seasons, enough luggage space for all your clobber, you want to travel big distances in comfort, in style, without any fuss, then the Goldwing, people, is your steed. Ooh, interesting. Admittedly, it's not really designed to go up roads like this. This isn't Bemoto, by the way. I am using the Apple CarPlay function. So I've got my Google Maps on there. Another pheasant. Yeah. And I know you'll be surprised to hear, but I don't really know where I am here. I've been away at a bit of a meeting this morning, somewhere that I'm not entirely familiar with, so I'm just riding. I'm seeing which way the wind takes me and sort of using the Google Maps as a means to keep me going roughly in the right direction. But yeah, with Apple CarPlay, if you're not familiar with it, if you have an iPhone, then it can connect it. I've got access to my Spotify, my calls, my texts, my WhatsApp messages, everything like that. It can all come through this massive, great big display there if you so wish. Look at the size of that drum. Wow. Now, for a bike that weighs almost 400 kilograms. Yes, I said that. Almost 400 kilograms. 396 kilograms, I believe, on the spec sheet. You would never know. This thing is very, very stable in the corners. It handles beautifully. Seriously, folks, it really is very flickable for such a massive bike. So I'm heading southwest presently. I'm going to turn left and that'll take me south, won't it? Yes, okay, that's the way I want to go. That'll do me. Ooh, this looks a nice road. Turn of speed, it's not bad. Again, bearing in mind the physical size of this bike, the turn of speed isn't too bad at all. It's top speed. It's hard to complain about this because the top speed is still around about 110, 115, but I would certainly have thought for a 1.8 engine, this thing would be capable of going quicker than that. Do you need to go quicker than that? No. Do you want to go quicker than that? Yeah, of course you do. So I would expect more than that. It gets you up there fairly quickly. It's no super bike, but then again, it's not designed to be. So again, it's hard to argue that point. It's fast, but not massively fast. It is, however, very agile. It is a pleasure to be aboard this thing. I get it. I understand TMF. I get it, why you got one. Generally do. Especially if you're going to have the lovely Carol out. I was going to say Carol out the back of you. Well, hey! Especially if you're going to take a Pillion, then I totally see the attraction of this bike. The brakes, as you'd hope they would be with such a big bike, the brakes are fantastic. You hardly need to touch the brake lever to feel that they're doing something, and it's a very nice direct sort of feedback from the lever. No complaints at all in terms of the brakes. Now this is fully DCT, it's fully automatic. You can use the little paddles if you want, go up and down the box there. Oh, as you can hear, it's stopped now, isn't it? It's all gone quiet. You hear that? The engine's cut, because we're also saving the world. Right, come on, we need to get by all this. This is very, very boring. Right, let's get off this road and I'll be right back to chat with you. Nationals! So, what's she like on the faster roads? Everything you'd expect, to be honest. Again, it's just effortless. There we are, little B road, national speed limits, sat at that. We can just cruise along. It's making no fuss, no dramas, it just does it. I've got to admit, it's not exactly, oh, horse, it's not exactly a pulse raiser, but it's capable, it will do it, no problem. You know, again, it's just sort of doing it without any fuss, really. So again, look, there's a prime example. Look how stable this bike is. Speed's not even really registering on the analog speedo there. But I can quite happily, walking pace, I can quite happily trundle along. So there we go. It is a very capable bike, folks. Now, haha, let's have a little chat about the sound system. Now, I'm not some sort of egomaniac here. There is a reason I have this on, but listen. So, how long is that then that you've been racing? Who's that? Now, the reason I've got my podcast playing is because if I play any other music, it will get copyright struck on YouTube. So hopefully I should get away with playing my own podcast. This is the latest one with Taylor Mackenzie, by the way. I'll just turn that down. Make sure you've subscribed to the new podcast channel if you haven't as yet. People are asking where all the podcast videos have gone. Well, they have their own podcast channel now, so make sure you smash the link, smash that subscribe button, give it a like, and off we jolly well go. Back to the 21 Honda Goldwing Tour. I've got to admit, my first ride of this the other day, I really came away thinking, what is all the fuss about? I did a little ride down to Poole, went to go and see my dad. I've not seen him since last year. And with the restrictions easing here in the UK, I toddled off down there to give him a hand with some stuff. He's waiting to move, so we went down to do all that. I rode the bike down there, mostly motorway, fast A roads, and I did come away slightly disappointed, I've got to admit. Oh, looky here, Nationals! So here we go, 40 mile an hour, open it up. There you go, that's you at Nationals. It does the job, it does the job. It's not spectacularly quick, but it does the job. Yeah, so sorry, first ride, I did come away thinking, what is all the fuss about? I messaged sort of like TMF and Dickie Lamb Chops, because they'd said, oh, wait till you try the Goldwing. And I'd sort of teed this up to be something in my head that it didn't live up to be perfectly honest, on my first ride. And I thought, what is all the fuss about? But I've got to say, jumping on this today and just riding, just taking it for a ride down these are the sort of roads I would use, the B roads, some of the A roads, but I spend a lot of my time on B roads and backcountry scratchers, to be honest. It's actually pretty damn good. Very, very capable. Just recalibrate your brain a little bit to allow for the slightly slower acceleration. You know, if you're coming from like a performance motorcycle, jumping on this, just give yourself a little bit, just a smidgen, another sort of half second. But once you've dialed in to what this bike is all about, it's a special thing. I can feel myself bonding with it now that I just didn't initially. I know, Mrs. Teapot, we're going out for a little trundle tomorrow to tell you what the Pillion experience is like, and I know Mrs. Teapot is going to absolutely love that. So, Nationals! Let's jump and see what it's like with a Pillion. Right, jump on.
Is it going to move?
No, I think the planet will move before this thing does.
My phone's going.
Bear with us, people. You are kidding me.
I'll be kidding you in a minute. Oh, I've got cramp, you loon. You're no better. Look at this, John. Oh.
Automatic. Ah. Right, are you ready, dear?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go as fast as you like on this.
You order, fast as you like. Right, where are we going? Via Hastings.
Wherever you like, my love.
See you later.
Oh, this is better already.
Are you liking this?
I don't feel like I'm on a bike.
It is stunning, the performance of this thing. We'll do a quick stint on the motorway, see what you think of the motorway. This is, I mean, as a rider, it is hardly any different having a Pillion on the back.
Let's go to the seaside.
Seaside?
Yeah. I could sit in this all day, it's lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be silly though.
See, this is just, it's effortless on the motorways, but I just find it really boring on this bike, because once it's got its speed up, it sort of loses the magic. Then it's just a luxurious sort of bike, you know. It's comfortable, it's smooth, no doubt it's very comfortable for you, but it loses what it can do when you're out on motorways like this. When you get on the back sort of A roads and B roads, this thing just comes alive. How's it for you, dear?
Oh, it's lovely. Very comfortable.
You've got a heated seat as well down there. Just down here there's a little dial. You can heat your seat up if you want.
Oh, it's lovely, it's nice. Nice as it is, thank you. We can go around on the world on this together.
Awesome. Right, we'll come off here.
You can get one of these if you like.
Well, if you've got £32,000 there, then yeah, I'll certainly get one, no problem. You just don't feel any, don't take it the wrong way, dear, you don't feel any extra weight on this at all.
Well, it's because I'm light as a feather.
Yeah, you know, even in the braking, you just don't feel anything. It's lovely. It's just effortless, this thing.
It's effortless just to sit in the back.
Actually, what is the view like? Are you sitting quite high up, or?
No, No, about the same as we was on the KTM, but it's nice. It's just because you've got that confidence of having the back seat behind you.
Yeah.
You can just totally relax.
Gotcha. Retirement village. I can chuck you in there soon.
Taking the cat.
Fine. I'll have the dog. We got a dog coming, folks. We got a new dog coming. Pippa.
Pippa. I could do this all day, just driving around looking at little villages, babe. It's nice.
I'm bored out of my nut.
Oh, jeez, you can feel the bumps, babe.
Can you?
Yeah.
Are you just making a
No.
mountain out a molehill, or is it genuine bumpy?
No. Feel it.
It should be a nice soft ride for you. I'm surprised at that. Oh, actually, hang on. Have I turned the suspension round? Not sure if I've set the suspension to... because this doesn't do it automatically. Good point, wife, good point. Right.
Do I need to get off?
No. Need to turn that off. Right. The Goldwing doesn't automatically adjust, so I think we have to go vehicle setting, suspension preload, there we go. So we need 2 people. There we go, and you can see there that that's now flashing. I would have expected something like the Goldwing to do that automatically, the new one, to be honest. Okay. Handbrake off. Yeah, that already feels firmer. How does that feel now?
Yeah, much better.
If you're taking another person out with you, folks, or perhaps a heavy load, remember to adjust your suspension settings for the passenger comfort, because it makes no difference to you really as a rider. Feels a bit firmer.
Nationals!
You got it.
As soon as I put a helmet on, my nose starts itching.
You should try it with a beard, or a bigger beard. So what are you thinking, babe? Pillion 2021 Honda Goldwing Tour. What do you think?
I like it. Get it. It's so comfortable. It's a whole different experience. Well, it is for me that's not a very experienced pillion. It's totally relaxed.
So, like, normally it's not that you don't want to come out as pillion, but you sort of pick and choose your ride, don't you? The times when you're going to come out.
Yeah.
On this, would it bother you? Would you be happy to be pillion on this anytime, or?
Yeah, good. It's very comfortable. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting a bit of cramp on some of the other bikes.
Yeah.
On this, you're just so relaxed. It's not at all like that. It's like sitting in a chair. It was bumpy to start with, but now you've sorted out that suspension. It feels fine. It's nice.
That turn of speed in sport mode is just beautiful. It's a totally different animal in sport. Oh, I blame the passenger. So, pillion, success, folks.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we're in sport mode, and you can hear it just holds that gear quite a bit longer, actually. It's like you've given the bike a little drop of crack. It sort of goes off on one. It's fun to ride on these sort of roads, definitely a lot more dynamic, but I'm not entirely sure if your pillion would like it, because it's a bit more jerky in your throttle response and the gear changing, that sort of stuff. But it certainly adds a new dimension to the Goldwing. The step from tour to sports, I think, personally, is quite a step. But again, you just feel like you're gliding along. No dramas at all. Very nice place to be. It really is beautiful in the bends, folks. You can just lean as far as you like. I actually leaned right over, was scraping my boot, but I leaned so far it took my boot off the peg and I nearly ran over my own foot. That will give you an idea as to how far over this thing will go. It is such a confidence-inspiring machine, I think because of its sheer size. It's the same weight as the sun, so you know, it's pretty much welded to this planet. Nothing is going to let it break contact with the road, so you really just feel like this thing will devour anything in front. Don't get me wrong, if you go ridiculously fast into a really tight bend, good luck, but you know, Look at this. For this road here, I know I'm not spanking it, I'm not going to spank it, I'm on camera, but it's just beautiful. Where are these traffic lights? Right there. That could have been fun coming. Tell you what, let's get to the front here, because these are some lovely bends coming up here. Oh, there's a bit of blue sky over there. We've just been on the cusp of this rain. So far, touch wood, we've been quite lucky. It's just a lovely place to be. I've done a total 180 on this bike. Really did not see what the fuss was about when I did the first ride. Thankfully, I didn't record that. There's only going to be one video on this. I'm not doing like a first ride and then a week later. I've only got the bike for a week and I'm only able to ride it a couple of times. Doing about 600 odd miles on it up to its first service. But I've got to say, I get it. Andy, TMF, I get it. She's winning me over. I still wouldn't spend 32 grand of my own money on one, don't get me wrong. And if it could be my own bike, and if it was to be my only bike, I wouldn't buy one. But I totally get why people do. When you put this, jeez, when you put this in sport mode, it just becomes an animal. It's like someone's towel flicked it right in the danglies. It's just instantly, straight away, there's just more, there's a lot of gravel and stuff there. There's just a lot more power delivered straight away. And obviously, standard with the DCTs, it just holds the gear a lot longer. I mean, it makes a fair bit of noise about it, but it's perhaps not as quick as you expect it to be. It's not slow, but it's not as quick as you think it's going to be. It makes you feel like you're going really quick, but when you look down at the speed, it's not extravagant, if that makes sense. It is not slow. Do not get me wrong, it is not slow. We're just over well, that's us, 60 miles an hour now. So it's not like you're doing 90 or 120 mile an hour in the blink of an eye or anything. Stay there, thank you. But yeah, this thing will hustle people, it really will. It's just effortless to ride, it really is. It is so smooth. Okay, I do think the down changing with the DCT box, it's slow speed, so just as you're coming up to like a junction or a roundabout, you're going very slow speed, walking speed. Then the down change there feels a little bit clunky. I was expecting it to be a little bit more refined than that, but seriously, that's, you know, I'm being real nitpicky here. It is a real surprise, genuinely, today I have loved that bike, and I am going to see with Honda if I could maybe get it for a bit longer, maybe do a bit of a trip on it, just to see what she's like in, I'm not saying I'm going to take her to the Picos, but maybe if we go up to Scotland or Wales and try some more technical roads and just see what it's like. Maybe take a group of us away and see how she competes with other smaller bikes. Genuinely very shocked. So folks, hope you've enjoyed this one. The 2021 Honda Goldwing Tour. If you have a spare 32 odd thousand pounds, couldn't recommend it enough. Right then, keep doing your thing, keep looking after those that you love, get on out there whenever you can, and remember, most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha! Buy some shirts. The Garden of England, everybody. It's like the Garden of Eden, just nowhere near as many naked people, snakes, and quite a bit shitter. I don't know where we are. It is effortless. I can't even say it. Across continent.